Professor Sean Wang. Professor Wang? Thanks, Susan.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First, I want to thank Professor Tan to present audit for his presentation, his passion, his vision, and also want to thank Professor for his heartfelt message. Especially this Catastrophe day, you are here, and you have done it in so many years. Okay, now it's okay. Yes, thank you, Professor Shah, for your heartfelt message. True innovation is needed in Asia. Unless we do something differently, the protection gap can only grow. So the question is, how can we do something differently? Malcolm highlight resilience, and Rowan Douglas highlighted that true innovation will require not just the engineering side, but also social science and public policy. So I would like to take a few moments to talk about how we can do things differently by examining some of the existing catastrophe pools. Just to start with, I think Professor Shah mentioned that Asia has 4.5 billion people. Asia is on track for unprecedented economic development. The underlying story is economic development. At the same time, at the backdrop, we were really at war. The war, we were at multiple fronts of war. We have economic conflict. We're at war with the climate. We just think about, we're now in a nice air-conditioned hotel, but think about the heat waves in different parts of the world. And even, I read a story in Dalian. There's a farm, they grow sea cucumbers. Sea cucumber is a delicious dish in Asia, and because of heat, the sea cucumbers died, so estimated loss about $1 billion US. So climate change is actually changing every part of our life, the house, the food. So again, the key question is, what should we do? Also, we need to be mindful that we have two stories. The good story is that there will be rapid development, infrastructure investment. I think the finance minister is already committed. The infrastructure investment is already decided it's for the population. So there will be a lot of money pouring into development, infrastructure investment. At the same time, we have climate change, flooding, earthquake. So the protection gap can only grow, of course. The question is, what should we do? What innovation we can have? I want to actually start out with a picture, a diagram by the World Bank. This diagram shows the economics of catastrophe pool. We talk about how pooling can reduce the cost of information, the cost of capital, and also reduce the operating cost, which I fully agree. However, I would disagree on one thing, not disagree. I want to highlight something different. Look at the bottom one, the annual expected loss is the same. I think catastrophe pool, the major promise in terms of value creation is risk reduction. So the annual expected loss itself should be our focus. how that bottom square gets reduced. So we talk about resilience, adaptation. So if you allow me, I will walk you through briefly of two CAD tools. Many experts here you know very well, some they don't know very well. I want to highlight some of the, just highlight some of the things, lessons learned. One is actually one CAD tool is African risk capacity, is for very poor countries in Africa. So ARC was established as a spotlight agency of African Union to help member states improve their capacity to better prepare for extreme weather. We talk about drought. Actually, the main worry there is drought. So it's based on concern about food security. So I'm talking 3 years experience. Year one, the first pool started in year 2014, and it's really insurance against drought, and there were 4 countries. I don't even know them very well. Kenya, Mauritania, Niger, and Senegal. And there's one innovation there in terms of technical innovation. The insurance payout is based on a parametric model. So Africa risk view, based on model output rather than actual damage. So it had great promise because based on the CAD model, this actually, the correlation matrix for different country perils, you can see the correlation parameters are very low, some of them even negative. So it has great promise in terms of benefit pooling risk reduction. And in year 2, 3 additional countries joined. The total number increased to 7. And in year 3, we have a new country, Burkina Faso joined pool, while Kenya and Malawi left. Here it comes to the public policy side and especially the public perception. I think Rowan mentioned how you can capture the imagination of the public and capture the attention of the finance ministers, government leaders. So the government of Kenya actually starts to question, are we benefiting from this pool? And speaking of which, I actually also did some actuarial analysis based on some benchmark pricing. There are 2 types of benchmark. One is the hard market, one is the soft market. Those are pretty much implied from the catastrophe insurance transactions. So you can see that risk loading can be fairly high based on benchmarking pricing. In the hard market, you basically expect loss ratio in the commercial market to be very low. You wouldn't be surprised if Kenya government, they question, what's the value of insurance to them? Because for them, they can only think about simple terms. How much money I pay, how much money I take out. So in year 3, there was a small testing case. So ARC paid out 8.1 million US dollars. Malawi actually, they contribute the paid premium about 5 million, and they had a severe drop. But initially, the model output showed that, there's not much damage because the payout based on the model. For Malawi, they were actually, I can imagine, they got so excited. We bought the insurance, we participated, now we have a serious drop. They expect payment. That's just, very simple. But in a way, it's a mismatch of the model, it's a parametric model, because the parametric model output, there's nothing wrong with the model. It's the assumption because the farmers actually planted maize. It's Capricorn, right? Maize. With 90-day growing period, and the model actually assumed a different type of crop with a 120, 140 days growing period. So because of they planted a different crop, so the model output was very different in terms of damage. So lessons learned from that testing, I think there was a lot of heated debate, but I think both sides were honest players. I think basically, if you follow strictly on a parametric model, you still need to be mindful of the social side, the public policy side, public perception side. Firstly, there's a affordability gap. Those are really very poor countries. And even $5 million is a big deal to them. And then actually their expectation is that, the international development banks, they will actually help them to pay the premium anyway. So I would say even from a social side, because it doesn't take a rocket scientist to say, well, if there's severe drop, perhaps we can just pay at least the premium that contributed. That would be a simple solution, would have actually help to the public perception. So basically, that's one, I think many of us here trying to also testing, experiment parametric models. We have to keep in mind the basis risk and also think about the social engineering side. What are the expectations? And because we don't want to create expectation gap. So now I'm moving quickly to another catastrophe pool, and I'll move to a very rich country. This is again very controversial, depending on where you sit, whether you're from the insurance industry or not. You may get different views of this. Florida Hurricane Catastrophe Fund. We know the U.S. Hurricane Andrew, that changed everything. I think the North earthquake in '94 and Hurricane Andrew spurred development catastrophe modeling firms, including IMS. So this Florida Hurricane Catastrophe Fund, from the very beginning, the motivation was to help the residents to get cheap insurance. So the FHCF, Florida Hurricane Catastrophe Fund, had its own testing times. In 2004, 2005, we know there were several hurricanes, and so as of December 2015, FHCF had paid over $9.3 billion. That was the testing time. However, if you 10 years later, now we're getting more than 10 years later, in 2016, you say, wow, saved us thousands of dollars premium every year. And the insurance industry would argue that, well, it's not good when you have the poor, low-risk residents to subsidize high-risk residents. But if you are the governor of Florida, you don't want to reduce the population of those, coast area residents, because that's the vitality of the economy. So basically, we need to broaden our thinking. I want to just highlight some of our findings and apply to catastrophe pools. So one thing we learned from that project, this is year 3, we're wrapping up for phase 1. We have learned so much from that project. One thing we learned about is that a concept of knowledge set. Even in today's internet age, people say, if I want to find anything, I can look up internet. But frankly, our knowledge set is already very much limited, confined to our knowledge, our day-to-day work, our inertia, and our even economic interests.